I got propane in my ABCs. I know all about my plug, he a low life. I know all about my girl, she a low life. I know all about myself, I am one of them. So I decided to include like a little parts of like music that's like always constantly stuck in my head. Say that in the beginning so you guys can get a little bit more leeway into my mind. I really want you guys to understand who I am as a person and my psyche, because if you guys understand me, then I would only understand myself better. And one thing that I've noticed, because today I went to one of my friend's house I haven't seen in like, I want to say like 5-6 years. And we used to try to like record videos because at the time like it was like YouTube and like gaming and stuff. So what I noticed about myself, this is like 2012. I was like nine or eight at the time. And I noticed that I very much have always had, how should I say, trickster energy to myself. I've always been like a trickster, a jokester, someone to laugh, someone to be silly, someone that kind of needed to be controlled. Or no, or not controlled, but someone that needed to know the limits, or else he would always pass them because he wanted to. Okay? So me as a little kid, I had no limits on anything. I would literally do everything to the point of exhaustion. I would literally fatigue everything. I would take everything to the point of fatigue. That's how I was as a little kid. And I'm like reflecting on that right now, and I sort of lost that innate energy. And thinking and looking back on it, I think I lost it by school. School gave me the most fatigue mentally I've ever gone through, because a lot of people will say that school is just indoctrination. They don't want thinkers or people who are good. They want workers or whatever. But no, it was something else. I think more in the sense of like me becoming more aware of my environment, and me understanding that I was kind of put at the bottom, kind of made me not want to try. It kind of made me a bit, I don't want to say cynical, but nihilist. I would say I was during that like lame old nihilist phase when I was like 12, 13, 14, even 15. Because you just like, motherfuckers watch their first Rick and Morty episode, you know what I'm saying? Even though like I wasn't a nihilist during Rick and Morty, I was kind of a nihilist before. But being a nihilist is so stupid. You might as well just put a gun and kill yourself. Like, just do it. If you're a nihilist, you might as well commit suicide. I'm just being honest. Because if there is no point to anything, there is no point to me going to you and popping you in the head. It doesn't matter, because nothing in this life matters if you're a nihilist. But anyways, that dumbass mentality is dumb, and we all know it. But back to the topic at hand, my older self, say hi to my neighbors. Hello, neighbor, crossing the street. My old mentality was to take everything to its absolute limit. Now, that's a very dangerous mentality to have, especially nowadays. So I'd say that I wasn't being targeted directly, but there was for sure a handbook and a guide on to deal with someone like me. And they did it. They were successful up until now. Now I'm trying to get back to that state, but slowly, and way more intelligent, because I know that these algorithms, these advanced AI enhanced algorithms that they have that can predict almost everything and anything we can do in the future, and they're preparing and plotting, they for sure can see my full potential. And I know I have good potential, but potential to do what? That is what they're waiting. They know that whatever I want, I can get. So they're trying to influence me to want things that I don't need. But now in my older video, I would say, I think it was Tuesday, I was telling you guys that I now want everything that I need. I'm slowly getting it. Like today, I met someone who was, each day by day, I'm meeting people, and people who are closer and closer, elevating me to the status I need to be. But as I digress, once I was watching this older video because we were doing like an old like YouTube Let's Play of Happy Wheels. Once I saw this video and I saw myself, I was like, dang. If I can get that same fire back, if I can get that same I don't give up, I'm gonna do what I want, when I want, and how I want mentality, but I put it in a more sophisticated, mature, godly output, I should say, on it, then I will become, how should I say, one of the most powerful people on this planet. Now, I don't want to say powerful in the sense that I can destroy anybody, but I know I will know how to get exactly what I want. Now, the only reason why I'm not being stopped at this moment, because what I want I don't want the end of this world. I don't want everybody to suffer. I want everyone to truly be at peace. So I'm willing to work with the system in order to better itself, but there will come to a point where the only option will be to destroy it. It will come to a point where the only option is to destroy it. Now, I don't think I'll be alive during that time, but we are seeing, right now, people are rioting in Little Tokyo, downtown Los Angeles, due to ICE, immigration. Now, I don't want to go too much into those politics because it's a very sensitive subject matter that I don't feel I'm fully qualified to speak on. Now, what I do know is that everything happens for a reason. And what I do know is that when there's headlines being pushed, that means that there must be something else going on that perhaps the government does not want you to pay attention to. Now, the first day of these riots, I tried to look it up on my own, but I didn't have too much time. So if you are watching this now, please look up all the news that is currently going on, not only here in America, but around the world. So the thing I did saw was that the president of Colombia got shot. There's a lot of civil unrest in Africa, but that's kind of usual shit. Israel, Gaza, Russia, Ukraine, usual shit going on. It just seems like it's just escalating like 1% every day, and right now it's like at 60%. So right now, I think Trump is watching a boxing match in Las Vegas while he's calling the National Guard over here. It's just so crazy how this guy, literally a reality TV show star, is our president. I'm not going to say he's good or bad. I just think it's funny as frick. Funny as fuck, if I should say, that we have elected this man. And I feel like the next person we elect is going to be like in a similar sense, like another caricature. But that's another topic for another story. So seeing the fire of my youth, and I'm not old, I'm 22 right now. Seeing the fire of my youth, and seeing how I was before, I would say, I bit the apple. And if you guys understand what biting the apple means when you are a teenager, then you know what it means. So before I bit the apple, I was sort of powerful. I'm trying to reach that state before I bit the apple. And it's harder for me now because I'm older, and these feelings and emotions kind of are way more powerful than I was back then. And I sort of have needs now. But if I can control that fire, if I in a sense can put a thermostat to that flame, so whenever I need it to burn bright, I can turn it on, and whenever I need it off, I can turn it off. And that's truly controlling the inner soul, like I talked about yesterday. And also too, I realized I may have, you see, my family history is very involved with ancient African orishas / Wicca, and they come, a lot of people combine the ancient African Orishas and the Oribas, whatever, with Catholicism, and that's what the part of Mexico my mom's from, Acapulco, Guerrero, Huehuetan. I feel that some of these deities are still inside of me. I have dreams when I enter into the deepest part of REM sleep, the deepest part of my psyche. I had a dream once where I was in this sort of futuristic jungle environment. It looked like the Amazon forest, but it was like a huge giant world tree in the middle, and there was a whole civilization living inside of that tree. But the tree wasn't just a regular tree. Like, it looked like a tree, but it was like an advanced tree. It was like if like a squirrel built a penthouse in a tree, but not just a penthouse, a pent city. You get me? So it was like a pent city in this tree, and everybody would, when they wanted to like interact with the public or like their version of downtown, they would go out of the tree, and there'd be like these amazing facilities like soccer stadiums and everything, and people would go and have fun. Now, while I was exploring this place, I had like, that trickster energy, like I said, always understands that this is not what it is. I understood right away that I was in a dream, so I decided to explore. And I noticed there was this big old house, big old nice mansion house that was sort of separated from the tree. So I was curious. Let me go inside that house. I'm walking. And the house is coming closer towards me, and I'm about to walk up. So you know how like in some houses, they have steps and then a long walkway, and then more steps and then long walkway and then more steps. So that's what the entrance of this house were. I was about to reach the first part of the steps, walk the first part, take that first step up the steps, and then boom, out of nowhere, this deity or person, because it looked like a woman. It was like a woman in a red veil looking into me, and she's looking at me, and everything is shaking like this, almost as if like the whole world is about to blow up. You get what I'm saying? And the reason why I know this had an effect on me in the physical, because my mom said she heard me moving around in my dream going like but she didn't want to wake me up, because usually when I wake up I get mad. So she decided to let me have a dream. My mom is also a spiritual lady, so she probably understood that I was experiencing something I needed to experience. So when this lady's going like this, and I'm just like, in my brain I'm just like, no, you're not gonna force me to wake up. And I overcame this feeling. And what this deity or lady does, she looks at me and smiles and disappears. And I continue to walk up those steps, but the dream ends. Now, when I try to explain this dream to my mom, she says, oh, demons are trying to attack you, whatnot, and this. But the way that I overstood this was that this house was not a person's house. It was like a spiritual house. So the tree was our ancestral tree, all of my roots. And this dream, I guess, was kind of showing me how my nation can be, how my people can become, if we sort of, in a sense, all became how we should be. Because my people are sort of lost. They're lost. There's a lot of murders, a lot of backdooring, a lot of bad stuff back in my country where my mom is from. My people are lost people. And it's sad to see. But, you can't save everybody who doesn't want to be saved. You can't. It's impossible. So I'm focused on the next generation, my cousins who are younger than me, or same age or around the same age, who will listen, who come over here and start a better life for themselves. Because in order to come here from a different country, you have to sacrifice everything. And once you understand the meaning of sacrifice, that's when it's easier to be susceptible to things such as God and Jesus, because Jesus paid the ultimate sacrifice. So I think I met it's this lady, the deity that tried to wake me up by scaring me, sort of reminded me of like Virgin Mary-esque, but like a different face. It might have been her or it might have been something else. I'm not too familiar with the Orisha / Catholicism hybrid that people, Santeria, what modern day Latinos do. But I met this deity and I looked it up and it was a real one. It was real. Now, why was she in my psyche? Was because my mom, before she became a Christian, used to worship it, and her mom, and her mom's mom, so on and so forth. So she has control over my family line because of the energy that my whole family's antiquity have given her. But my mom is changing that. I am changing that. I no longer want to give this deity my energy. I want to give the true creator my energy. Now, some of you might be saying, oh, I'm biased. Oh, this and that. I was put on at a young age. That's probably, no. What I'm telling you is that from legit, I've always tried to seek the truth. And I've always been open to maybe the fact that my religion could be the wrong one. I've always had it in the back of my mind because of things such as experiences, because such as things of like, some Christians do really bad things. But every time I think I'm so far away, God finds a way to reel me back in. There's nothing I can do. I am sort of like Jonah, and I'm not calling myself to brush my ego. I'm saying God has his stamp on me no matter how hard I try. Even if he has to kill me, he's going to find a way to bring me back because he needs me. He doesn't need me, but he wants to use me, and I can be used in a really good way. Now, this is not pride talking. Some of you might be thinking, this nigga is so prideful. He thinks he's Jesus himself. No, I am nothing. But I understand that once you are open and susceptible, you can accomplish anything. People do it through Baphomet. People do it through whatever deity they do it. But if you do it through God, it's 100% going to work with no strings attached. The only string that's going to be attached with what blessings from God tries to give you is hard work and sacrifice, just like how it is intended. So no matter what, if you're not working hard or sacrificing towards it, now it doesn't have to, that's why you see like, the celebrity sacrifice, quote unquote, their family members, because it's a quick way. But if you sacrifice your body, sacrifice your free time, sacrifice a bit of your sleep and sanity, God sees that. And that's when favor goes upon you. You get what I'm saying? So, to end this video, I guess I would say, control that demon inside of you, because you have the God and the devil. Now, if you're a Christian and saying, I don't have the devil inside you, that's the devil talking. You have the capability of committing sin just as much as any heathen there is in this world. So don't think you are safe. In fact, you are even more in danger because you are more aware, because the devil knows if you fall, you're going to fall harder than the average person. And it's going to be something scary. So keep your head on your toes. Overstand that you have a fire inside of you. And you have to let it burn.